they seem to legitimately not like each other.
Obviously, you always want to win, but sometimes he gets pissed off and he wants to win. You'll see him start screaming after the match, or, telling him to get off the stage and stuff. He's hard to beat.
Welcome to Reverse Sweeps Preview Show, presented by USAA Insurance. Pacman, would you like to share with the class why you're giggling since you decided to butt into my intro?
No. Continue on.
No more questions at this time. Thank you, Katie.
Yeah.
All right, guys, for the first time this year, and I know we're all super excited about it, we are going to a LAN. All the teams will be gathering together in Texas to play it out on the stage, finally, for the first time. I'm super, super excited about it. Let's look at that bracket, right? Let's look at the bracket and see how things are going to begin for the Stage 4 Major. Teams like FaZe and Ultra, maybe not surprising to see them already in that round 2. For winners, Subliners, ROKKR, OpTic, and Empire also making it into winners. Thieves and Gorillas, a losers round 1. So those will be teams that go up against each other in the chopping block immediately. Seattle and Royal Ravens also sharing that fate. They'll try and fight to make their way to Mutineers and Legion. So that's how our bracket looks so far, but let's take a step back. We're back on LAN. I am so excited to see these teams play. Pacman Enable, Pacman, I'll start with you. Back on LAN, what do you think it means for COD right now? What do you think it means to finally get back after the pandemic? And are there any players, any teams you're really excited to see play on LAN?
First off, it's amazing, right? It's returning to some sense of normalcy again, even though there's no fans. It's still amazing. We get to get back to where everyone competes at the highest level, and there's no complaints about what's going on. And usually, if there is a complaint, it's across the board. So that's good, and it's just great. This is where competition needs to take place. I feel like esports is lucky that we've got to compete at a high level online, but it's still never the same. You still don't have that same feel. Championships feel really weird when they're won at home, right? It's not the same even sense of happy and congratulations towards people. Nothing is the same, but we're still lucky that we've gotten to witness it, and the players still get to play, and the world keeps going on. But now that we're going back to LAN, it's like this is where esports happen. This is where things really take place, and I'm excited to watch all these teams. I'm really excited to watch Toronto. I think that's the team that I'm most excited for because I feel like they're the team that has the most doubts about how they're going to perform on LAN. And that's just because those 4 players have never dominated before this season. They've never dominated on LAN before consistently. Bance, yes, he's won a tournament. He's placed well a couple times. But in general, it's never been a consistent domination. It's always been short-lived. Now we get to see if they're really that good. Like, they're either going to play, I believe it's Dallas or OpTic in the second round, and traditionally those teams would beat Toronto, right? Traditionally. But this season Toronto's expected to be either. They're expected to beat them and handle them fairly easily, actually. And if they do that, I'm really going to look forward to that eventual FaZe Ultra match. Yes. And I'm really excited to watch them play and see how they do.
I'm excited. I am. Because now everyone can cut the crap, When LAN is back, there's no excuses. Unless, maybe technical difficulties, I don't know. But it's you literally need to prove how good you are at this major. That's what it comes down to. So on the competitive side of things, for the players, I'm super excited. I know that, for them, they probably felt for a while that they was never going back to LAN. Mm-hmm. I don't think the fans realize how important it is just because there isn't going to be a crowd yet, right? It is just going to be the players playing, and that's it. Basically, it's no different for anyone watching, but as a competitor and coming from that mindset, it's huge. I know all these guys are excited. A lot of them are confident too. Which is awesome. I think we're going to get some really high intensity matches in this major, and I just can't wait. Being a fan of Call of Duty, it should be a really good time.
What rookies that will be attending are you most interested in watching play? And I don't want to phrase it in is there anyone you think could, underperform? But is there anyone you're keeping your eye on of the rookies that we haven't seen yet. You know, the Insights of the world, the Afros, Standees, players like that who have yet to kind of test their mettle on LAN.
Can I amend your question a bit?
Yes.
And go with, I'm most excited to see iLLeY. So he's not technically a rookie. I mean, the guy won world championships last year. But let's be honest. He hasn't sniffed LAN. Like, he has not sniffed LAN at a high level. And he hasn't had the most amazing season. So if they're going to be that Dallas Empire, if they're going to beat OpTic, if they're going to have a chance to beat Toronto, I'm going to need to see an iLLeY perform close to what he did last season and show us that he can do it at a high level on LAN. We've never seen it before. I always thought, even before, I was like, this guy was always just a tremendous online player. Prove me wrong. I just want to see him do well on LAN. And there's a lot of people like that, I'm sure, across the league that are now cemented pros that never have played on LAN. And I think that even if they're not rookies, you can kind of look at them in that sense. And iLLeY's the one I'm looking at the most.
I have two answers. The first one, I want to see every rookie. I'm interested in seeing every rookie just because I say this a lot, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter whether we're talking about Call of Duty or another sport. There's going to be rookies that perform better under the lights, right? When the pressure is at its highest, and they're going to get even better. And then there's going to be rookies that crumble under the pressure. They get nervous. And that's not a shot at any rookie. But I do think that will happen. You know, that's just life. Some people perform better, some don't. So I am interested to see which players that is, because I can't just sit up here and pick and choose, because you really don't know until you see them in that situation. But more importantly, my pick is Slasher. Similar to what John said with iLLeY, not a rookie. Everyone knows how Slasher feels about online. And Austin's been consistently great on LAN. You know, one of the best Call of Duty players of all time. So this is a very important moment for him. And it sucks that they are starting in losers bracket, but like with how much of a big game that he talks up, you know, because he has that sort of mindset. Oh, it's LAN, like it's different. These kids can't hang with me. He needs to perform well, and I think he will. But I think there's a lot of pressure on him, and I'm interested to seeing how he does, as well as the whole LAT team.
Yeah, Slasher talks some big talk about LAN, and
he's proven it a lot in the
online,
past
so
too,
yeah,
He's backed it up.
Yeah,
so
he can make an enormous statement here too if he comes again on.
Katie, let me amend something real quick that I said.
Yeah.
Because iLLeY did play on LAN.
He's amending everything. What's going on here?
I'm amending.
He can amend. Ian, you amend. He can amend.
iLLeY did play on LAN at the start of last season, so I didn't mean to say like he hadn't, but it started out really slow. If you remember, he didn't have a good opening, and then I believe they actually did do well at one of the home series, maybe the last one, but it just wasn't a long period of time. And back then, you only played a couple matches, right? They didn't.
It wasn't a significant amount of matches on LAN.
Right. That's all I meant to say. Anyways.
Okay. No, I like that. I want you to know now that no one's gonna hear that bit, so they're just gonna hear the first part and then yell at you. So,
yeah, I really don't care. I just had to get that out there on record.
Has no clue what he's talking about.
There we go. There. Also, guys, a reminder that Reverse Sweep is presented by USAA Insurance. They make it super easy to insure all of your stuff, like your rigs and gear, and they have your back. Eligibility restrictions do apply, and insurance provided by the United Services Automobile Association and its affiliates in San Antonio, Texas. Let's talk about OpTic and Empire, guys. You look at the winners bracket. They are a winners round one matchup. One of them will go on to face Toronto Ultra. And I'm super excited about that. Why? Because it's, again, on LAN, and, well, FormaL and Crim have been tiffing again. So I'm personally very excited to see that on LAN. What are you guys looking forward to? And is there anyone you want to see win in that matchup? Ian, go first this time.
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait because it does seem like there's some serious beef with FormaL and Crim. You know, a lot of the times when you see players from two different teams kind of going at it over social media, it's artificial. You know, like it's kind of real, but it's also a lot of banner trolling. They seem to legitimately not like each other. So
yeah, no, I think that's very apparent.
So I know that both players and both teams really want to win. But I just think right now, I don't know how anyone could possibly think that Empire would take this series off OpTic. OpTic, I just think, is playing better. They have more talent on their team. So that's who I think is going to win. I don't necessarily have a favorite. I couldn't care less. If both teams lose and LA Thieves somehow gets brought up to winner's bracket, that's what I would want. But it's got to be OpTic for me. It should be a good match, though. I hope it goes the distance and we got a lot of shit talk.
I hope that too, for sure.
I mean, I agree with Ian in the sense of I don't know how you actually pick Empire. And also, traditionally, when FormaL really wants to win, obviously you always want to win, but sometimes he gets pissed off and he wants to win. You'll see him start screaming after the match, or telling him to get off the stage and stuff. He's hard to beat. He's a really hard guy to beat, and that's why I would lean towards OpTic going to the series. I will say I don't care. I don't give a crap who wins. Either one of them should provide a really good match for Toronto. I mean, I just don't play favorites. I like even everything that we say. I feel like I say it pretty coldly. I feel like Ian maybe he favorites 100 Thieves or LA Thieves for obvious reasons.
No warm and fuzzies for any of you from John. I'm sorry.
No. I don't. I truly don't care. I just like to see some good Call of Duty, and I hope that both teams provide it. I feel like if Vivid comes out and plays really well on LAN, it gives them the best chance. I feel like we know what we're gonna get from
a lot
Crim,
of it's on iLLeY for sure.
Right? You know what you're gonna get from Shotzzy. It just if Vivid plays like he did in Hardpoint, but also plays a lot better than Control, it gives them a fighting chance to win this series. They did just beat a really strong Florida team, so hopefully they play well on LAN, and hopefully we get the good version of OpTic, so that we get a really good series.
Yeah, I agree with that, and yeah, maybe some standing up, maybe some shouting and yelling from Scump and FormaL, reminiscent maybe even from their series against Crim last year in the very first LAN we had. Let's talk about New York, and this topic really makes me sad because Asim tweeted out he wasn't sure if he could make it, and then tweeted out again very recently that it's not going to happen. And it breaks my heart because I love that roster, and I think we have them third place consistently in our power rankings. I hate this happening for Asim. It just seems like he's so good, and he proves himself time and time again, and then things out of his control just screw him constantly. So, guys, what's happening here? Obviously, Asim won't be able to get into the States. New York's probably going to have to play without him. And Clay was tweeting out Pacman looking for nasty rookie subs, folks that could come in, and so far hasn't maybe gotten a ton of a response. He mentioned that a few people were saying no because if they don't end up needing to go, then they can't do challengers. So there is some logic, but what do you think about it?
I get what everyone was saying. Like, how could you turn down this opportunity? But then you gotta understand it from their point of view as well. They've been competing in challengers this entire season, and some of them, I'm sure they're going after ones that are in really good positions. So they might not want to risk the rest of their season for a possible opportunity on a team, especially when people might say that obviously, oh, you're putting someone in a tough spot, and if they play poorly, it's not really their fault. But in reality, I don't think that's how people are going to look at it. You come in and shit the sheets and the team doesn't do well, it's a bad thing for you. Like, it just is, especially if you're a top challenger player who might be next up, because those are probably the ones they're going after. It's a tough spot.
I'm on the complete other side with that. First off, it's only one weekend. Like, well, I mean, hopefully Seam can get everything situated, but it's only one weekend, and I feel like a lot of these challengers guys are like, I don't know if they're scared, like you said, John, to go and kind of play with a team, even though it's NYSL, that they aren't comfortable with, team they haven't gotten reps in, and like afraid of doing bad. But I think they're just all worrying about like the amount of money that they can make right now, like in the present. They're not thinking about the future. I'm telling you, it would suck if you look at it like that, if you go in and you do really bad and they do bad and whatever. But if you're confident in your ability, you go in, you do well, you help NYSL. Like, you don't need to even win because people are already expecting them to not be as good. It helps your stock so much going into next year. Nobody cares if you get third at the Challengers Cup or whatever it is. Like, nobody cares. So to see some of these guys that I've heard, I won't name any names because I don't know if it's 100% consistent, but it just makes no sense to me. Like, they're worried about winning the Challenger Cup and being on a team for the Challenger Champs or whatever it is. It means absolutely nothing. It means absolutely nothing. No one cares about that. Like, why wouldn't you be confident and try and, you know, go into this opportunity, perform well, and like make a statement? It makes zero sense to me.
Fair enough.
And I like it, some tough words.
I guess, but you're also saying that from a
scared money don't make money.
I guess you're saying that from a position of someone who's made money, though. A lot of these players, you don't know any of their situations. You don't know what they're going through.
The players,
you have no idea.
Players that have had experience. You know.
We'll see.
They're not hitting up the random dude off the street.
I mean, I assume that they're hitting up the people from the top teams. Who knows?
Yeah.
Like, I'd be, if they hit up someone like John, I'd be surprised if John didn't go do it. Like, I don't know what the reasoning behind him not doing it would be. If that's someone they hit up. Some people are, I don't know if Nato's under contract. I don't know. But if it's anyone that's a veteran, that doesn't...
it couldn't be someone under contract.
Right.
So yeah,
that makes sense. But if it isn't a veteran that's turning it down, if it's one of them, it makes no sense to me. If it's a younger kid, I do see where they're coming from, even if you don't agree.
If Clayster came to you and you're not under contract and you declined it to stay in Challengers, I don't care. You can try and make it seem however you want to seem. You're not confident in your abilities. You're not confident in your abilities. It's simple as that.
Could be the exact opposite, that you are confident with your team and where you're at and that you're going to get a shot.
Yeah, let me go play in the fucking minor leagues where I'm confident compared to having a chance to go up against the best of the best. Like, I don't know.
Say what you want, but there's been players that got called up from the minors and they're banished forever because they didn't play well in their stint. Now, and those are people that had stints.
Tough love.
With practice time. You're sending them in with no practice time in a tough spot where they're about to play ROKKR and then they're about to play FaZe.
Maybe they never had it.
Maybe. I mean, I feel like most don't, and I don't feel like that's an insult. I just think that to be a professional at anything at a high level, it's a very small percentage of people. But at least they can go about it their way and play where they have confidence. Feel like they can make money there, then go for it.
That's fair.
I want to know what our wonderful, wonderful reverse sweep audience thinks. Are you guys team Ian on this? Are you team Pacman? Please let me know. But let's take a look now at last week's Unsung Heroes and what we can expect from them in the major, this LAN major. Guys, we've got you covered, presented by USAA Insurance. Level up your gear protection with USAA Insurance. So looking at the LAN, based on what you saw in week 3 in this stage, the one to watch, teams, players, who are you really keeping an eye on going into this major? Pacman, go.
I'm gonna go with Envoy because he played amazing in that series against LA Thieves, and if he's to do that, he's gonna need to do that if they're gonna beat both Empire and Toronto and make a real run in this. He's gonna need to be the best player on the team again, right? He's gonna need to be that guy that's consistently performing, being the annoying guy that gets behind them and does all those things. And I know the fans blame him when he does those plays and dies. Like, he sprinted forward and didn't look at the power position, but like Envoy's the guy that's been making those plays for 2 years for the team, making sneaky plays, playing ratty things. And sometimes it takes risks. You have to take risks to do that. And I feel like the fans unfairly blame him, especially when he's been so good for them for so long. I think that if he gets back to that consistent high level of play, that they really do have a chance of upsetting Toronto on LAN.
Not bad. Not bad. I'm doubling down, though, with Slasher again, Katie. I have to right now. I feel confident in him. And if LA Thieves wants any sort of chance to really turn their season around, they need to have a run at this major. They need to have a run. And it's going to be tough because they are in losers bracket. So not only does Slasher have to step up, I want him to really put the team on his back, essentially. He's backed up his talk in the past. He needs to do it right here. But more importantly, he needs to be a good leader because they can't afford to lose one series, you know, and this is going to be a huge make or break moment, I think, for them and Slasher, because they've been getting a lot of hate this year, and you could argue that it's well deserved, honestly, with when you look at how good they look on paper to how they're performing. So they gotta put their money where their mouth is come LAN time, especially Slasher, and he needs to have a great event.
All right, my team, my player to watch, I'm gonna go with New York as a whole, but more specifically their fourth, their unknown quantity in New York. Because again, we've talked about it. Asim not gonna be able to be there, but it's really the only unknown quantity, the only question mark at the major that's truly unknown, right? You can talk about the other teams, the upsets, the potential, the players, whatever, but whoever this person is going to be, I'm super excited to see that. And yes, you're gonna have a tough road, right? With the people that you're going up against. You're potentially you're gonna face a ROKKR, and then well, if you win that, you have to go play FaZe. So good luck. But I like that. I like that there is a genuinely like a big question mark in that player. Who knows? Maybe they could be a standout. Maybe they're a dud. I don't know, but I think kind of having that little question mark to me, I really enjoy that personally. I hope they don't announce anything by the time this comes out, because that always happens to us. I think they will.
When does the major start? Thursday?
They're definitely announcing.
Yeah, they have no time.
I know they will. So humor me and please don't.
My guess would be Decimate. I don't know why. I just feel like he's an easy one to pick up. He has experience. That's not exciting to you?
No.
You want it to be someone you never heard of?
No. I'm uninspired by that, and I also don't like how the whole Seattle thing played out. So I don't know. I'd rather go for some spicy. I don't know. Grab John. I don't know.
Hey, I'm here. I'm ready.
14 day. Ian is ready.
Ian Clay, we got past together. We got history.
Yeah, you dropped him
on his damn neck.
No, okay, so what about bold predictions then, Ian? And your bold prediction can't be that you are the one who gets picked up by New York.
Oh, okay. Here's my bold prediction. This one.
Weave your wild ass magic that you somehow managed to make things work.
I think, even though NYSL are not going to have Asim, and he is very important to the team, very impactful. I think we will see how important he is to NYSL at this LAN. But whoever their fourth is, I think they will get upset in winners bracket round 1 against Minnesota ROKKR. But then I have them making a run. Okay, I think it's going to be a little bit of the uncomfortableness with having a different fourth, plus maybe little LAN jitters. But then New York will get on the right page, and I have them getting top 4 still. I have them getting 4th.
Ooh.
That is my prediction. So they're going to lose round 1, upset to Minnesota, and then they're going to storm all the way back through losers to, get not a bad 4th place.
Is that even in New York's DNA? They lost, and they lost again before when they were losing. I don't know.
That's why it's a bold. That's why it's a bold prediction.
All right, bold prediction. Well, FaZe is gonna win the tournament. Is that bold? No, not really. No. Okay.
I was gonna say that as a joke. So
I'm gonna go with I'm gonna have Dallas beating OpTic and then beating Toronto, and then FaZe is gonna beat Dallas.
Very bold.
FaZe is gonna beat Dallas, and then Toronto's gonna go all the way through losers and get all the way back to winners to the finals, and it's gonna be 5-4 FaZe to win the tournament. Exactly.
Okay.
Against Toronto. Yeah, that sounds
that
about right.
scoreline is completely believable too, though. A 5-4, like in a best of 9 with that.
Had they played earlier in the tournament, FaZe would beat them 3-2, but then the finals they'd beat them down, right? But since it'll be the first time playing, it's gonna be close. It's 5-4 FaZe. Yeah, that's about right.
I like these. It's not. Is it a bold prediction to say that the team coming from losers is going to win the major again?
I mean, it could go.
It's a.
Bold. I don't really know if that's bold because I mean, you cannot argue that they don't have an advantage coming from losers. So I don't really know if that's bold.
That's true, and it is on LAN, so they might have a little bit more like fugazery between the finals I guess.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like a pomp and circumstance between the two games, but I think that's fair.
I have no idea. Yeah, okay. So then maybe that'll be my bold. I think that the grand final winner is going to come from losers. Whoever that is. I don't know who that is.
Seattle and Pristini's heart. Boys, you're chugging along.
Hell yeah, they got it. They got it. I believe.
Imagine. Oh my
Shed a
God.
couple tears and they'll be there. It's okay.
Oh, it's impossible
Okay.
to get through losers
Those are
nowadays, isn't it? From the beginning.
Yeah.
You just have to play
That's so hard.
too many killers.
Yeah.
Like they drop down to you. It's so hard. But Florida can
Yeah, it's
do
like
it.
you get
If
momentum
there's a
to
team
face
that could
worse,
do it, it's
like-
Florida.
Yeah, I hope that Florida makes a good run. I want to see Neptune at like peak. I really want to see that team kind of click and do something special because I think they could. I mean, they did last year. So I hope they can this.
Maybe we've also never seen Big Wake on LAN. He's another one.
Ooh,
He's one of the better
yes,
players.
That's a
and
great point.
I remember
yeah.
when he first came up in Black Ops 4, people were saying he had a 0.5 KD on LAN, and then in Modern Warfare,
I
he's
did
one of the
hear
best
that.
players instantly, and then people were
Yeah,
calling
I
him
did
cheater
hear
and
that.
shit. Like, how is this guy who was getting absolutely had
Yeah.
the best player? Makes no sense.
It clicked.
I mean,
for him,
vindicate
you know?
himself a little bit and be like, you guys talked all, yeah, exactly. You talked all this shit, and no, I'm just that good. I like that a lot.
Yeah, we'll see him too.
There's gonna be some people, some rookies who shine, and some crumble like a chocolate chip cookie, Katie.
I'm hungry. Please don't. Those are our bold predictions. What are yours? Do you think that the winner is going to come through the losers bracket? Do you think that Dallas is perhaps going to take out OpTic, or that we're going to see a crazy losers bracket run? Let us know in the comments. What do you think? What is your bold prediction? And I'm super excited, guys. In the next couple days, we're going to see it. Our first LAN. Our first LAN major of the year. Coming up, Stage 4. We'll catch it all in Texas.